You know, my Uncle Charlie used to say retirement was like being handed a gift box, except sometimes, when you open it, it feels a little empty. Maybe you felt that way too. The house is quieter now. The kids are busy. Old friends aren't around as much. And that loneliness? It can creep in like fog, making even the sunniest day feel gray. But here's what Charlie taught me: connection isn't about how many people are in your life. It's about how much life you put into your connections. And today, I'm sharing 4 surprising ways to rebuild those bonds. No forced small talk or awkward family reunions required. Let's start with the first 2. 1. Grow a friendship garden. And no, I don't mean tomatoes. Now, I'm not talking about literal gardening, though if you love it, go for it. A friendship garden is about planting seeds of connection in unexpected places. For example, join a club you'd never consider. Book clubs? Classic. But what about a birdwatching group? Or a weekly puzzle meetup at the library? My neighbor Ruth, who's 78, told me she felt lonelier than ever after her husband passed, until she joined a community theater crew. Not to act. She helps with costumes. Now she's got a squad of 20 grandkids in their 30s who call her Aunt Ruth and take her out for ice cream after rehearsals. The key? Look for activities where you're side by side, not face to face. It takes the pressure off. You're bonding over doing, not just talking. Start small. Check your local senior center's calendar or Facebook groups. Type in your city plus, hobby plus seniors and see what pops up. Relative to set up one app on your tablet or computer. Join a specific group, over 60 travel lovers or vintage recipe swap. Keep it short, 30 minutes twice a week is plenty. And if tech feels overwhelming? Try a virtual phone coffee date. Call a friend, pour your favorite drink, and chat like you're at a cafe. No Wi-Fi required. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I'm shy? Or, what if I try and it doesn't work? Let me tell you about my Aunt Marie. She's 76 and painfully introverted. Last year, she forced herself to attend a watercolor class once. Hated it. But the woman next to her said, "This is awful. Want to ditch and get pie?" Now they meet every Tuesday. No art. Just pie and stories. The lesson? You only need one yes. One moment, one person, one shared laugh to remind you you're not invisible. You're not a burden. You're someone worth knowing. And guess what? We're just getting started. Up next, I've got 2 more unexpected ways to find connection, including a trick my 90-year-old mailman swears by. So put the kettle on, grab a notebook, and let's keep going. Alright, let's pick up where we left off. You've planted a few seeds of connection, maybe joined a group or dipped your toe into tech. But what if you're craving something deeper? Something that doesn't just fill your calendar but fills your soul? That's where these next 2 strategies come in. 3. Volunteer lightly. Yes, lightly. Now, I know what you're thinking, volunteering? I've done that for decades. But hear me out. This isn't about chairing a committee or organizing fundraisers. It's about micro-volunteering, tiny, low-pressure acts that let you give and receive connection. Take my friend Edna. At 81, she felt too frail to volunteer at the hospital like she used to. But then she discovered her local animal shelter lets seniors read to rescue dogs. For 30 minutes a week, Edna sits in a comfy chair, reads Harry Potter aloud to a nervous terrier named Max, and chats with the staff. No heavy lifting. No deadlines. Just a dog who wags his tail when she walks in and a few new friends who share her love of mysteries. Here's how to find your micro-volunteer niche. Ask locally. Libraries often need seniors to sort book donations. Community gardens might want someone to water plants once a week. Virtual options, record audiobooks for the visually impaired. Check out LibriVox, free and flexible. Skill swaps, offer to teach a neighbor's grandkid knitting in exchange for tech help. The magic here? You're needed. Not out of pity, but for your time, your stories, your presence. And that's a powerful antidote to loneliness. 4. Start a memory exchange. Now, this one's my favorite, and it's stolen straight from my 90-year-old mailman, Manny. Every morning, Manny walks his route, but he doesn't just deliver mail. He asks one person a question like, "What's the oldest thing in your fridge?" or "What's the first concert you ever went to?" By the time he finishes his route, he's collected a pocketful of stories. You don't need to be a mailman to try this. A memory exchange is simple. Ask someone for a memory, share one of yours. Start with cashiers, neighbors, or even grandkids. For example, at the pharmacy, "I bet you've seen it all working here. What's the funniest thing that's happened?" To a grandchild, "What's your favorite memory of us?" "I'll tell you mine. My Aunt Betty does this at her senior center's bingo night. She'll turn to the stranger next to her and say, 'I once won a turkey at bingo in 1967. What's your wildest win?' Suddenly, they're not strangers anymore. They're swapping stories about turkeys, vacations, and first loves. Why this works: memories are the currency of connection. They remind us we're interesting, especially after 70. Now, I won't pretend this is always easy. Reaching out can feel scary. What if they say no? What if you stumble over your words? Let me tell you about my buddy Frank. At 79, he started volunteering at a kids' science museum just one Saturday a month. On his first day, he panicked and spilled a tray of dinosaur cookies. But instead of laughing at him, the kids laughed with him. Now they call him Dino Frank and beg him to tell stories about real dinosaurs, aka his childhood in the 1940s. The truth? People aren't judging you, they're rooting for you. They want your stories, your quirks, your dinosaur cookies. And guess what? We've saved the simplest, most powerful strategy for last. One that requires no apps, no clubs, no pie, just a pen and a piece of paper. But I'll need you to meet me back here for the final piece of the puzzle. All right, let's wrap this up with the simplest, and maybe most powerful, tool of all. No apps, no clubs, no need to leave your house. Just you, a pen, and a piece of paper. 5. Write connection letters, even if you never send them. Now, I know letter writing might sound old-fashioned. But stick with me. These aren't just any letters, they're gratitude notes, memory shares, or even unsent messages to people who've shaped your life. My friend Clara, 85, started this after her sister passed away. She felt a hole in her heart nothing could fill until she began writing letters to her sister every Sunday. She'd share stories, laugh about their childhood antics, even vent about the noisy neighbors. She never mailed them, but over time, those letters became a bridge, not just to her sister, but to herself. Here's how to start. Write to someone you miss, someone you're grateful for, or even your younger self. Keep it messy. No grammar rules. Just heart. If you're feeling brave, send one. My cousin Lou, 78, wrote a thank you note to his grumpy old barber, Turns out, the guy framed it and hung it in his shop. But even if you don't send them, writing connects you to your own story. And that's a story worth remembering. So let's recap those 4 surprising ways to fight loneliness after 70. 1. Plant seeds in a friendship garden, side-by-side activities, not face-to-face pressure. 2. Embrace tech, but keep it simple, virtual chess, coffee calls, no TikTok dances required. 3. Volunteer lightly, micro acts of kindness that give you joy too. 4. Start a memory exchange, ask for stories, share your own, they're your superpower. And if you're still feeling stuck? Write. Write to a loved one, a stranger, or even the universe. Words have a way of filling the quiet. I'll leave you with this. My Uncle Charlie passed last year at 92. At his funeral, over 100 people showed up, not because he was rich or famous, but because he saw people. The cashier at the grocery store. The kid who mowed his lawn. The widow next door. He'd ask one question, listen like it was the most important answer in the world, and suddenly, they weren't strangers anymore. That's the secret. Connection isn't about being the life of the party. It's about being present for the quiet moments in between. So this week, I challenge you to try just one of these ideas. Join a birdwatching group. Read to a rescue dog. Ask your grandchild about their favorite memory of you. And when you do, come back here and tell me about it. I'll be reading every comment. Remember, you're not old. You're a library of stories, a museum of love, and a force of nature. The world needs your voice. So go out there, or stay right here, and share it. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that bell for more ways to thrive in your golden years. And if this video helped you, pass it along to a friend. After all, connection is contagious.